Everyone, today's podcast is on our standard IFRS 16 leases. This standard will be covered from the two perspectives from a lessor and lessee. I will be defining who is lessor and who is lessee and lease. What is a lease? Definition of lease. Beginning with what is the definition of lease? Lease is a contract that conveys the right of use of an underlying asset for a period in exchange for consideration. It is simply a contract that gives the right of use to other party to other people of a specific asset for a specified time period in exchange for consideration. So who is lessor and who is lessee? Lessor is the one who is giving his asset and is going to get the money in exchange of it. And lessee is the one who is borrowing the asset, underlying asset, and is paying the consideration. Before I begin, I want to make it one thing clear that the discount rate should be the rate implicit in the lease or incremental borrowing rate. Incremental borrowing rate or IRR will be used as a discount rate in leases. So, there are two types of leases: finance lease and operating lease. Finance lease is a lease in which the risk and reward is transferred, and therefore risk and reward is transferred to whom? Risk and reward is transferred to the borrower, to the lessee. So lessee will record the asset. In finance lease, risk and reward is transferred, so lessee will record the asset in its book. And in operating lease, risk and reward is not transferred. Lessee will only record rental expenses that is going to be paid. So, going deeper into the topic, what is finance lease? Finance lease is a lease where risk and reward of the underlying asset substantially transferred to the lessee. Risk and reward of an asset belonging to an asset substantially transferred to lessee. Now, what are the indicators that a lease is a finance lease? These are: ownership is transferred to lessee at the end of lease. For example, if in a contract it is written that at the end of the lease term, like after the 5 years, the asset is going to be transferred to lessee. The lessee have the option to purchase the asset for a value less than fair value, and it is reasonably certain this option will be exercised. This means that, for example, a car that costs 10 lakh, and at the end of 5 years, I have put in the contract, I being a lessor have put in the contract that after 5 years you can buy this car for $50,000. So this is lucrative offer, very much. There are greater chances that this offer is going to be accepted. So lessee have the option to purchase the asset for the value less than the fair value. And fair value, for example, fair value is 500,000 or simply 5 lakhs. So it's reasonably certain that the option will be exercised. The huge difference of 450,000. The lease term. Next point, the lease term, including any secondary period, is of major part of asset's life. There are usually primary periods and secondary period. Primary period, for example, in a contract, primary period is a very certain period for which we are very sure that, okay, in a contract it's written is a lease of 5 years. But secondary period is that it's a norm or it's a common that the asset is going to be leased again for a period of 2 years, 3 years. So it's very certain that asset is going to be leased. If lease term is for the major part of asset life, then it is a finance lease. For example, an asset of 10 years with a life of 10 years is leased on 5 years. So it's not major primary period, but secondary period is 2 years. So in total how many years there are? 7 years. So it is for measure of the asset life, means 70%. So it is a finance lease. Or for example, an asset with a life of 10 years is bought for 6 years, 60% measure of the asset's life. So it is the finance lease. Present value, next point, present value of lease payment amount to at least substantially all the fair value of asset. This means that an asset of 10,000, for example, an asset of $10,000 is bought on, ignore the life. Okay, an asset of $10,000 is bought for 3 years for $2,000. So 2 into 3, $6,000. So present value of lease payment amount at least to substantially all the fair value of lease asset, like $8,000, $9,000. Lease asset is of a specialized nature. Yes, it's a very important point. Leased asset of a specialized nature, like a customized machine, something like that. So it is a finance lease. Nobody is going to take, the lessor is not going to take it. So it's a finance lease. Lessee will compensate lessor for the losses if lease is cancelled. Lessee is going to compensate lessor for if the compensate for the losses if the lease is cancelled. Gain or loss from the fair value changes belong to the lessee. This is a very clear point, that any change in the fair value, gain or loss, will belong to the lessee. So it simplifies, it's a finance lease. Lease will continue for the lease. Lessee can continue the lease for a secondary period in exchange for lower rent than market. Lessee can have the asset for the secondary period for the rentals, for the consideration for the lower rent than the market. Obviously, anybody is going to lease back that asset and it's going to be used. So in order to summarize, what are the indicators? Indicators are: ownership is going to transfer to the lessee at the end of the lease. Lessee have the option to purchase the asset less than the market value. Lease term, lease period is of measure of asset's life. Present value of lease rental amount substantially to all the fair value of lease asset. Lease asset is of specialized nature. Lessee will compensate for any losses if lease is cancelled. Gain and loss in fair value belong to lessee. Lessee can continue the lease for the secondary period for a lower rent than market. So, what will be the accounting of finance lease from the perspective of lessor? Lessor is the one who is letting his asset, he is giving his asset to other party in exchange for consideration. He is the one who is getting consideration. In the finance lease, lessor is going to de-recognize the asset. Lessor recognize net investment at receivable, net investment in lease. Lessor is going to de-recognize the asset and recognize the net investment receivable. So net investment, what is net investment? Net investment is the present value of fixed payment, variable payments, residual value guarantee, unguaranteed residual value, purchase option if reasonably exercisable, termination penalties. So it's the total of this. So lessor will record net investment receivable as how? Fixed payment. Usually the fixed payment is $10,000. Then there are variable payments. They are decided between the lessor and lessee on their terms. Residual value guarantee. residual value is sometimes there are times when residual value is guaranteed and sometimes it is not. For example, if for example, for a car, if we decided that after 5 years I'm going to buy this car from you for $100,000, so it's a fixed residual value. But if I say I'm going to buy this car after 5 years on the market value, on the market value, so it will depend upon the condition of the car, the model, the market value, market conditions, and all will include in it. So both are included. And purchase option, for example, purchase option, you have an option to buy this asset if reasonably exercised. If it is expected that the option will be exercised, option given to the lessee, and termination penalties. Who is going to be? Lessor is going to get any termination penalties. So it is the total of this. Now the subsequent treatment. The subsequent treatment of lease is amortization schedule. A table is made for each year. It begins with the carrying amount of lease receivable. Add, we will plus interest or finance income and minus the cash receipts or rental. Carrying amount of asset plus interest minus the rentals received. The amount will be whatsoever will be shown. So now I am going to discuss what is the lesser accounting in operating lease. Lesser accounting in operating lease. Lessor will continue to recognize the asset and depreciate in accordance with IAS 16 property, plant and equipment, or IAS 38 intangible asset. Any direct cost of negotiating the lease are added to the cost of asset. Lessor recognize income from operating lease on a straight line basis over the lease term. Lessor will in order to summarize, lessor will continue to recognize the asset. Asset will be depreciated normally, and any cost incurred in the negotiation of lease is added to the cost of asset, and rental income will be recognized on a straight line basis over the lease term. Now, what is the accounting treatment of operating lease from lessee perspective? Lessee accounting, operating lease. Lessee will no need to consider about whether the lease is a finance lease or operating lease. Lessee will recognize the lease liability and right of use asset. Yes, lessee accounting, lessee will recognize the lease liability and right of use of asset irrespective of type of lease, and no need to consider whether it's an operating lease or finance lease, and will recognize lease liability and right of use of asset irrespective of which lease it is. So there is only change in lesser accounting if lease is operating lease and if it is a finance lease. For lessee it is same, lease liability and right of use asset. Now I'm going to discuss what is the accounting treatment or what is the method or measurement of lease liability and right of use of asset. Lease liability is the present value of lease payments that have not yet been paid. Means unpaid lease payments, present value is the lease liability. So what is included in the lease payments? So what is? It is fixed payments plus variable payments, only guaranteed residual value, option to purchase if certain to be exercised, plus any termination penalties. The total of all these figures will be a lease liability. Now later we will be finding the present value of this factor. So What is lease liability for the lessee? It will be in fixed payment plus variable payment, only guaranteed residual value, option to purchase if certain to be exercised, plus termination penalties. It is the present value of lease payment that have yet not been paid is recognized as lease liability. The liability subsequent treatment will be, there will be an amortization schedule. Lease liability as calculated above will be brought down, plus the finance cost minus the payments, the rentals. There will be a liability for subsequent measurement. So what is the double entry of finance cost and the payments we are going to be made? We will debit the finance cost and credit the lease liability, because finance cost will increase the liability and payments are going to decrease the liability. So we will write debit the lease liability, credit the cash. Now lessee have to recognize lease liability, as discussed how you are going to calculate lease liability, and right of use asset. How right of use of asset will be accounted for? Right of use asset will be calculated as lease liability as initial measurement, as previously calculated. Lease liability plus down payments. Down payments mean initial payment amount, like you have paid a $500,000 sum right away. This initial direct cost to lessee, any direct cost in the arrangement of the lease, direct cost to lessee is added, plus any dismantling cost. So initial measurement of right of use of asset is lease liability plus down payments plus initial direct cost to lessee, dismantling cost. Subsequent measurement of right of use of asset. Subsequent measurement of right of use of asset will depend upon the model used. There are two models, cost model and revaluation model. Cost model is same as IAS 16, initial cost minus accumulated depreciation minus impairment loss. Asset will be recorded at that amount. Depreciation. Now depreciation, what will happen in the depreciation? If the ownership of asset transferred to the lessee at the end of lease term, then depreciate over the asset's remaining useful economic life. Otherwise depreciate over the shorter of lease term useful life. In order to simplify the depreciation in lessee accounting, if ownership is going to be transferred to the lessee, so we are going to depreciate the asset over the entire economic life. For example, an asset is taken for example 8 years, but the life is 10 years. So the asset is going to be depreciated for 10 years, not 8 years. Howsoever, there are times when there is a lease of 6 years, but asset have a life of 5 years. So in this circumstances, yes, there are circumstances when there is lease term of 6 years, but asset is depreciated on a when the asset is leased for a longer period than its life. So in these circumstances, shorter life will be considered and asset will be depreciated on a shorter life. So in the right of use of asset, if we are using revaluation model for subsequent accounting, IAS 16 property, plant and equipment revaluation model can be applied to right of use asset if it belongs to property, plant, equipment IAS 16. If asset fall in the category of IAS 16 property, plant, equipment, revaluation model same as it is can be applied. If lessee measures the investment, it's important topic. If lessee measures the investment properties at fair value, then IFRS 16 required right of use asset that meet the definition of investment property should be measured at fair value model. So simple. If you are going to use revaluation model, if if the right of use asset fall in the scope of IAS 16, then you can apply IAS 16 revaluation model to the right of use asset, same as it is. But if the asset fall in the IAS 40 IAS 40 investment property criteria, and you use revaluation model for your investment properties, then you have to use the revaluation model at this leased asset or right of use asset. So now, what is the sketch of income statement and balance sheet from lessee's perspective and from lessor's perspective? Now, how the figures are going to be shown in the income statement and balance sheet. Firstly, I am discussing lessee perspective. So from lessee's perspective, assets section, you will record right of use of asset less any respective depreciation, and a figure will come, and you will show right of use of asset in the balance sheet in asset heading. And the liability section, you will show two figures, lease liability plus interest expense. Lease liability and interest expense. From lessor perspective, there will be two different treatment if the lease is operating lease, if the lease is finance lease. Operating lease is like the rental agreement. So balance sheet lessor will continue to recognize the asset, less the depreciation of figure will be shown in the asset. And in income statement, in operating lease, rental income recognized on a straight line basis. But from lessor's perspective, if the lease is finance lease, non-current asset will be de-recognized. There will be no asset, there in the non-current asset section, asset will not be recognized. Lease receivable will be shown in the asset section.